everyone. Hi, hope you're having a great day today. I hope you had a really good weekend. This is your tarot reading for Monday, January 14th, 2019. I almost said 18 there. I'm going to try to do this as fast as I can because I have to leave for work in about half an hour. So I'm cutting it a little bit close. And I may not even get to post this until after I get home from work. We'll see what I can do. But whatever it is, whatever time this goes up, the blog post for this week is up. So go check that out. There is a link in the description to the blog. It is the first entry in the series on the Ordains, which is a set of guidelines or laws written by Gerald Gardner and many other in the pagan community, meant to help guide Wiccans and pagans in their practice. I am currently doing a series on each one of these guidelines or laws and how I feel about them or how I respond to them. So go check that out. I did the entry last week, and there is the intro last week, and there is a first post on that today. Okay, so go look at that, and let's get started. I'm going to ask what your overall energy is for this day. What is your overall guiding energy for this Monday? This is going to help us read everything else today. So this is going to help guide the rest of the reading. What is your overall guiding energy for this Monday, January 14th, 2019, for whoever this reading is meant to guide? Oh my goodness. You didn't see that, but I just dropped like 8 cards onto my desk, so they didn't go too far. All right, what is your overall guiding energy for this Monday? For whoever this is meant for. Softly, softly, the tender touch. So today is a day for you to be gentle. It could be that you are dealing with people who seem determined not to understand what you're saying. Just have patience. Be gentle with them, and be gentle with yourself. Be kind to yourself. Let your words be said in love. Let them be said with gentle kindness. Let them be said with thought. Take a second before you just say things to people, before you criticize, before you condemn, and before you comment on anything today. Just take a second to think about the purpose. Think about, why you're saying it, what it's going to help, how it's going to change things, because everything we say does affect people in some way. So consider how that is going to happen depending on what you say, and just try to be gentle today. Try to be kind in your words today. Try to be kind in your behaviors and in your actions, okay? So let's see what your aspirational energy is. And this card will tell us, what you can hope for and what you can try to achieve if you're able to overcome your challenges. It also has a tendency of telling us a little bit more about what your overall energy is directing you towards, okay? So what is your aspirational energy for whoever this reading is meant for Monday, January 14th, 2019? What is your aspirational energy that you can hope for if you're able to overcome all of your challenges for this Monday? The Queen of Swords, right? So this is a thoughtful person. You're going to be in a position where your words and your thoughts directly have an influence on your environment. They directly have an influence on the people that you're interacting with, and they directly have an influence on you and on how you see the world. So I think with this in your aspirational position, you're getting closer to that point where you are more thoughtful and more mindful in your behaviors, and you're more capable of expressing yourself in a very clear way, in a very logical way. You're very, direct in what you say and what you think today. If you're able to overcome your challenges, that is what you can hope for, to be more direct, to be more sure, to be more absolute in your thoughts and in your words, to be clearer, to be able to be understood and to understand others a lot better, okay? So that is your aspirational energy. Let's see what's challenging you on the physical side. So this could be your body, your health, your relationships, your finances, your home life, anything that you're dealing with on the physical, earthly, mundane level. This is where you can find your challenge for that, okay? So what is your challenge on the physical level for Monday, January 2019, January 14th, 2019. What is your challenge on the physical level for whoever this reading is meant to guide and help? And of course, thank you so much for being here. I really appreciate your support, appreciate your kind words. And if you are following the Facebook page, I did make an announcement yesterday that I'm trying to find a new way to allow you to have private readings because Facebook doesn't seem very reliable as a platform for that. So I am trying to find a way to make it available on my website. All right. So let's see. What is your challenge today on the physical, earthly, mundane level? You're the Two of Coins. Okay, so whatever you're experiencing, you on the surface are able to make it look like, you're making it look like it's an easy situation, but it's actually pretty tough for you, and you're not really sure if it's worth pushing on. You're not really sure if it's worth continuing this journey because yeah, like it's not as easy as you're making it seem. And a lot of people around you are probably like applauding you and they're probably supporting you and they're probably saying, or, not, but whatever. Like people are taking awareness, people are aware that what you're doing looks cool and they think you're making it sound harder than it is, especially if you bring it up, if you're like, oh, this is a tough thing. I love doing it, but it's not easy. And people are like, well, how hard could that be? Like, come on. Or, if you provide a service of some sort, and people may not be appreciating the work that you're putting in, and they may not be appreciating, the effort that it takes to provide that service. And so, it's one of those things where it's like, if I saw a thing the other day that was like, if you think that what you're asking an artist to do is so easy, then why not do it yourself, right? You're kind of in that position where it's like people are looking at you like that thing that you're doing, it's not as hard as you're making it out to seem. But and you're aware of both sides of this coin. You're aware that, even though I make it look easy and even though it's good and it's fun and it's something you enjoy doing, the other side of that coin is that it's hard and it's tough and you don't feel like you're getting that appreciation. You don't feel like you're getting the respect for your work. All right, so let's see what you can do to overcome this challenge. And I do feel like this isn't entirely like internal. Like generally these are very internal, but I am feeling that this is like, the work you're doing and the value of what you're offering, but you're upset that other people don't seem to see that value. So let's see. I mean, we've all been there, obviously, but how can you overcome this challenge? How can you overcome this challenge of knowing that people aren't seeing the value or respecting the value, respecting the efforts or the work that you're putting into this situation? How can you overcome your challenge on the physical level for Monday, January 14th, 2019? See the Seven of Swords, which I think means that however you've been approaching it so far has not been the right move. And then you have the King of Swords. Okay, so this is going to be a lot of thought. This is going to be a lot of logic. You got to really think about this situation from a logical standpoint. Is it as hard as you think it is? Does it matter that other people have an opinion about it? Does it matter that they don't see it as valuable as you do? Does it matter more that you are enjoying this, that you're loving this project, that you're pushing yourself to do this, and that the results will come one way or the other? The way you have been dealing with this situation has probably been combative. It's probably been to argue. It's probably been to complain. It's probably been to say, I do all this work and you suck. But, with the King of Swords, I think it's telling you to kind of calm down, to kind of pull yourself a little bit more inward, to stop and say, all right, what does their opinion mean for me? Especially if it's someone in particular, if it's like one particular person, possibly an air sign, then you you're really focused on their opinion, you're really focused on their thoughts and on what they are saying about the work that you're doing, but really you need to come in and stop and say, okay, what matters to me? What am I trying to do here? What am I trying to prove? Why do I try to prove it to this person? Why am I so upset about that person's opinions and that person's thoughts? Okay? Because I do think that, like, whatever it is, um it's not working for you, and you need to, like, just say, all right, it's time for me to find a new path. It's time for me to figure out a new way of responding to this situation. With this King of Chords again, King of Swords chords. Excuse me, I don't know if you can hear, I'm a little bit congested up in here, but with this King of Swords again, um, it's really about stopping and really considering all the positives in the situation, really trying to connect with that inner kind of peaceful, kind of soulful side of yourself, and to let go of this combative, argumentative, I need everyone to agree with me, or I need everyone to see how good it is that I'm doing, or I need everyone to see um, the value in what I'm doing. And if they don't see the value in what I'm doing, then they're bad or they suck, or I'm gonna argue, I'm gonna be sad, I'm gonna be upset, I'm gonna stop what I'm doing and do other stuff because no one cares. That's just not the route you need to take. And I feel like with this Seven of Swords, that's kind of what you're doing at the moment. But stop and think. Stop and really reconnect with what matters. Really think, does their opinion matter? Does what they're saying matter? Would I keep doing this if no one knew I was doing this? Would I continue to love the process? Would I continue to love the experience of what I'm doing if it was just me and no one else? Okay, so really consider those things when you start to try to make a decision about this situation, because with that Two of Coins, I do think there may be a decision ahead for you. So let's see what's going on underneath the surface. What is it that's challenging you? Oh no, oh no. What is it that's challenging you on the mental, emotional, and spiritual level? I dropped like half. I always drop cards. I don't know what that's about. And it's not like one of those things where cards jump out and you're like, there's a message here. No, I'll drop like half of this deck and there's nothing I can do about that. Like, my fingers are just buttery and tiny. So yeah. What is your challenge on the mental, emotional, and spiritual level for the month, for the day, January 14th, 2019? Sorry guys, I'm in a little bit of a hurry, so I am trying to do this as accurately and as well as possible. But the faster I shuffle, the faster I throw cards. So, what is your challenge underneath the surface? What are you dealing with today? Monday, January 14th, 2019. What is your primary challenge on the mental, emotional, and or spiritual level? So you have the Three of Coins. Yeah, I do think it has to do with whatever it is that you're working on and you're not feeling valued enough. But in your heart of hearts, you want to put in that work. You still care about it, but there's this little voice on your shoulder that keeps saying, no one cares, no one's gonna watch, no one's gonna read, no one's gonna listen, no one's gonna trust your judgment. No one wants you to counsel them. No one wants you to serve their food. No one wants you to do whatever it is you're trying to do. No one trusts you to build their roof. Why would someone hire you to do this job when there are 13 other people who could do this job? You're just not good enough. That's the voice in your head right now. And I don't know, where it comes from. It's something that's kind of internal. It's something that's just like it's not necessarily someone outside of yourself, so maybe that is internal. I do think I think you're at a point where you're just questioning the work that you're doing. And maybe it is someone outside of you as well that's kind of feeding into that voice. Maybe it's someone like a friend or a frenemy, a family member, whatever it is, that's just telling you, that's told you these things, that's told you, you're not good enough, told you, why bother, why try this. And even though you've put in so much work so far, you've now reached this point where that voice is starting to get to you because of the responses that you've been getting from the outside, because people aren't seeing the value in your work, because people aren't treating your work as work, or they're not respecting the amount of effort you've put into it and the amount of energy you've put into it. There's this voice that's just growing bigger and bigger inside of you, telling you it's not worth it, and telling you that to drop it, that all this effort you're putting in, all this time you're putting in, all this practice, all this experience you're gaining is for nothing. That's what this voice is telling you. So let's see what we can do, what you can do to overcome that, because nobody needs to hear that. Nobody needs that kind of negativity in their life, and they certainly don't need it in their head. So what can you do to overcome your emotional, mental, or spiritual challenge? This challenge of feeling like the work is no longer worth it, feeling like the effort you've been putting in is no longer enjoyable, or that it's not going to give you any sort of benefit, that you've just been putting all this work and all this time and you've sort of forgotten why you love it. So let's see what you can do to overcome this emotional, mental, spiritual challenge for Monday, January 14th, 2019. You have the Chariot, okay? So that speaks to your will. That speaks to pushing through, no matter how dark it seems, just keep moving forward. And then you have the Lovers, and that means the choice is yours. Whatever this situation you're dealing with, you can have greatness in this situation. You can be, oh wow, look, it's a 6 and 7. So make the choice, decide whether or not it's worth it for you, regardless of what other people think, regardless of how other people perceive you or how other people respond to you. You make the choice of whether or not it's worth it to pursue this goal, to pursue this course. And when you make that choice, it's going to be your will that guides you. It's going to be your inner power, your inner strength, and your decision. This is simply a matter of saying, I'm going to keep doing this. Whether or not someone is here, whether or not people support me, whether or not people like it, if I like it, if it matters to me, if it's something I enjoy doing, then I am going to do it. And that's all that matters. I'm just going to keep going. I'm just going to keep pushing myself because I choose this path, I choose this life, and that little voice in the back of my head, I'm stronger than that voice, okay? This Chariot is telling you, you are stronger than that voice, okay? You have more power than that voice. You are guided. And look, we have here the King of Swords with this little sun over his head. And then here we have the Chariot with this little sun over her head. And then with the Lovers, we have this bright light, maybe a sun, maybe a moon, maybe a wish coming true. But whatever it is, there is light on this path. But you have to take the reins of the situation. You have to take control and say, you know what? I am in control of my emotions. I am in control of my thoughts. I am in control of my experiences. And I choose to continue this path. I choose to continue this work. I choose to continue going after these goals, regardless of what the other voices say, regardless of what other people say. There will be people who will value this work as long as I keep doing the work, as long as I keep moving forward, as long as I let my will guide me, my will lead me, and my love and my desires for success and for achievement and for joy lead me, okay? So this choice is all yours. It's all up to you here. You have that wisdom, you have that knowledge, that intelligence to decide whether or not it's worth it. And then you have control, you have the will. You need to really push your willpower and let yourself keep moving forward. And ignore those voices, ignore what people are saying, because eventually they're going to be saying something very, very different. But that's only if you keep moving forward and you trust yourself and trust your will and let that pull you along, okay? So let's see what your energy is to end this day. And I will probably upload this video after work today, because it is getting to that point where I'm going to have to leave like as soon as I finish recording, unfortunately, but that shouldn't be too late. But let's see what your energy is for the end of this Monday as you close out this day. What is your energy for the end of Monday, January 14th, 2019? And of course, thank you so much for being here. If you like these videos, please like and subscribe. Well, I don't think I've said that in a while, but please do that, because it does let YouTube know that these videos are helping people and that, you know, someone likes them, and then it allows other people to access them through the YouTube algorithm. So please do that, like, subscribe, and if you're feeling generous, you can go ahead and share it. That's fine. Not required, but lovely. So what is your end of day energy for this Monday, January 14th, 2019, please? You have the Five of Wands. So it may not be the easiest day. You might feel a little bit that you've had to push through some things. But with the Five of Wands, it does speak to a challenge that is not as big as you think it is. It's more like practice. It's more preparation. It's more getting ready for something to change, getting ready to move forward, getting ready to do something different, to go against naysayers. You know, it's a preparation. It's not necessarily the easiest time, but it's like the sparring match before the big tournament. Okay, it's practice. It's getting you ready for the things that you have to do later. You also got the Nine of Cups, which is very positive. It's, you know, it's an energy of someone who is aware of their abundance, someone who's aware of all they have to offer and is ready to now offer that more openly and with love and with generosity and kindness in your heart. So I do think that, you know, at the end of the day, you'll be preparing to move forward in this situation. And like with your overall card, you have to be gentle with yourself in the situation, and you have to be gentle with other people. And like, if people are naysaying you, if people are telling you you can't do this, then it is just as kind to yourself to step away and to say, I no longer want that energy around me. I no longer want to be to deal with this situation. And, you know, however they take it, you can always step away. You can always leave. You can always walk away. You can put on headphones if you're in the same room. As long as, you know, you're safe, you know, make sure you're safe. But most situations, when people are just being jerks, you can just walk away. You don't have to engage. You don't have to argue. You don't have to fight. And this is going to prepare you to be a lot more thoughtful, like with that Queen of Swords, to be a lot more understanding and a lot more logical in the way you move forward, in the way you deal with other people, in the way you deal with people who are negative, people who say unhelpful things and criticize you in a way that's literally just for criticizing and does nothing to help you and does nothing to offer improvement or offer solutions to your situation. People who just want to put you down for whatever reason. There are other ways to deal with that other than yelling or crying or arguing or fighting back or pushing back at all. You can just walk away and say, I'm going to keep doing my thing. Okay, that voice that you're hearing, you know, you're going to be able to get through that as well. I think if you are able to overcome these challenges and you are able to let your will guide you and you are able to step back and think and say, what does their opinion matter? What does that negative energy do for me? How does that serve me? And it doesn't. You know, it's not serving you to tell yourself that all this work you're putting in is for nothing, you know, unless it's putting you in a position where you're not safe. And safe isn't necessarily doesn't necessarily mean you're in danger of violence. It could mean, you're risking your livelihood, you're risking food, you're risking home. Those are things that for me mean safety. They mean stability. And so don't risk your safety, but don't quit something just because you have negative voices in the back of your head saying that you're not good enough. Just because they're telling you that you suck, just because people on the outside don't like what you're providing, or they don't see the value or the effort you're putting in, or they don't see the worth of it. You see the worth in it, you see the value of it, and that's all that really matters. You do not have to listen to this voice. And I do think that once you're able to overcome those things, you are going to find yourself in a position where you're more aware of what you have to offer, and you're ready to start you're starting to get ready. You're preparing yourself for the next step in this endeavor, in this path, in this journey. And as you prepare, you are going to be moving towards a more understanding, a more logical, a more wise and prepared and knowledgeable place, like the place of the Queen of Swords, okay? But you do have some preparing to do. You have some work to do. You have some skirmishes to get through and get over, some hurdles to jump over. But don't forget your abundance. Don't forget the amazing creativity that exists within you, within all of us. Don't forget the amazing wisdom and love, the like endless source of love that exists within you, because that's going to help you move forward. That's going to help you deal with the arguments and with the naysayers and with the negative energy that you're facing today, okay? Thank you so much for being here. I will see you tomorrow. Let me know how your day goes if you'd like. Have a beautiful day and go with love. Bye.